Over the last several years, it's been obvious to fans that there is something wrong with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Phase 4 and the beginning of Phase 5 have been absolutely disastrous, and for the past several years, the mainstream media has done everything they can to attack the fans and defend the MCU. Well, now, all of a sudden, after reports start coming out saying the very same things that we've been talking about for the past several years, that there's too many projects, the budgets are bloated, the fans aren't receiving them very well, and that Marvel is in full-blown panic mode, well, now the media decides to change their tune, and you're seeing them run stories that we've been talking about for years, and it's all leading up to what may be the biggest disaster for them that they've ever seen at the box office, and that, of course, is the Captain Marvel sequel. The Marvels was originally supposed to be Captain Marvel 2, all of those things changed, and now as rumors swirl about Kevin Feige planning a full reboot of the MCU, we're about to see one of the biggest failures in their history. First, Captain Marvel 2 box office projections are abysmal. And yeah, we talked about these when they came out a few days ago. People were expecting it to be bad. People were not expecting it to live up to the first one, obviously. But people were really wondering, how bad will it be? Well, if the early box office projections can be believed, this might end up being one of the lowest grossing opening weekends in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, going all the way back to 2008. And even when you just compare it to something like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, pre-sale tickets are way behind even that, which was a box office nightmare for them. And people are really looking at this as a combination of all of the things that we've been talking about are problematic right now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of those things, the budgets are way too big. They are out of control. You can't sit there and spend $250, $300 million on a production budget for a movie and then another $150 million in marketing on top of that and expect that to be sustainable. You're looking, when you do something like that, you're talking about something that needs to hit, I don't know, $900 million at the box office just to break even. That is not a plan that long-term will have good effects. That's not something that's sustainable, especially when that's the budget of something like the Marvels. We're not talking about a big Avengers team-up movie. We're talking about the Marvels. They're going to end up spending around $300 million on this production budget, which absolutely spells disaster. And then on top of that, you have so much garbage content that they're shoveling out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you want to know what you need to know to go into this movie, with all the Disney Plus series that have come out, you need to watch 9 episodes of WandaVision, 6 episodes of Ms. Marvel, and 6 episodes of Secret Invasion. And here's a little spoiler alert. The last 2 that I mentioned are the lowest viewed things in history for the MCU on Disney Plus. So not only is it already about characters that people aren't interested in, but if you want to actually know what the fuck is going on, you need to watch hours and hours and hours worth of Disney Plus series that no one was actually interested in on their streaming service. That's why they're having to come out with little 10, 8-minute shorts on all these characters to get people caught up, because they don't want to sit down and watch, 10, 15 hours of content that people thought was absolutely bullshit and garbage just to have any idea what's going on in what is likely to be another disaster of a movie. The fact that this thing is sitting there after everything has come out, exactly what we've talked about for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all these different ways that they've been failing, finally the media is acknowledging it and agreeing with it and pretending like they've been talking about this forever. No, they haven't. They've been defending Marvel. They've been making excuses for Kevin Feige and the MCU, whether that was the pandemic, whether that was, well, you don't really know what it takes to start a streaming service, all this bullshit. They were making excuses the entire way. Now they've been forced to acknowledge the reality. And it's all happening just in time for potentially the biggest box office flop based on what they spent compared to what they're going to get at the box office in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is a nightmare for them, but it's exactly what a lot of people expected just when they knew that there would be a Captain Marvel sequel, let alone adding all these other characters that, quite frankly, fans aren't interested in. People have walked away. They've said, we're done with the MCU. They said, we're done with Marvel. And finally, it seems like Marvel's being forced to take some drastic action. But when it comes to a lot of the things that are already in production, it's too little, too late. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.